Okay, so this video is about grip pressure and the two types of grip pressure you can have. And I think it's a really confusing topic for a lot of people, and I think it's talked about and it's misunderstood because there are two types of grip pressure. And those two types of grip pressure are both okay, and they have to relate to the type of swing that you're making. So if we want to figure out what kind of grip pressure we should have for our particular swing, we've got to think about what kind of motion we're making. So if I look at a player like Rory McIlroy or Phil Mickelson, I see a real free-flowing, long, loose, kind of just freewheeling swing. If I look at a player who has a little bit more of an abbreviated finish, maybe even the modern Tiger Woods swing, might be a little bit more of an abbreviated finish, a little bit less pulling and turning and freewheeling through. So Tiger's swing might have a little bit more control, or more of a control aspect to it than maybe a Freddie Couples or a Phil Mickelson or even like a Ricky Fowler. All those swings are very flowing and long and loose. So if you had to guess, you could probably figure this out now. If we wanted a real free-flowing, or if our swing type were a free-flowing, really loose, long, languid, rhythmic swing, then we would need to have a little bit looser grip so that we can allow the club to swing and kind of hang and flow and really do all of its timing and all of its unwinding on its own through impact. If we've got a more controlled shot, or we've got a more controlled swing, like somebody who hits more of a punchy kind of hit and hold kind of shot, then we're going to need a little bit firmer grip. And that's just because we're more driving the club through impact, and we need to stabilize or control the club through impact a little bit more with our grip, with our hands and arms. So in both of those swings, we want the same impact alignments. We want the handle forward, we want the club face relatively square, we want, that forward divot. But in the centrifugal force, or the free-flowing swing, the club kind of unwinds and ends up there more naturally than in the punchy kind of swing. And that's just by design. If you're a free swinger, then you've got to have the right grip and the right stance and the right setup and everything to allow for everything to unwind and the centrifugal force to take over and unwind perfectly at the bottom of your swing. If you're someone who drives the club more, then you kind of are controlling those angles, and you're kind of driving those angles. So the driver or the puncher or whatever you want to call him, the hitter, he's going to have a little bit firmer grip so that he can control and drive that club head through there squarely, versus the swinger or the centrifugal force guy, the free-flowing guy, he's going to need a little bit looser grip. So those are the reasons that it's confused, I think, is because there are two grips, and they're both very valid. You just have to classify your swing, first of all, and then make sure that you stick with the things within your swing that work for that particular swing. If you're a free swinger, you need a loose grip. If you're a driver or a puncher or a hitter, you're going to need a little bit firmer grip.